I'm fat because I don't eat enough.
Are you serious, my brother?
Do I need to explain why that doesn't make sense to me? Or do I not? I don't need to? Oh, okay, let's get into the video though. Let's see what this is about.
Is it possible to gain weight without overeating? Or are we just secretly consuming too much?
Are you eating enough to be the size that you are?
I eat healthy things. I just don't know where I'm going.
Okay, so yes, that's healthy.
Enough
Four bagels?
to be the size that you are.
I mean, depending on when you're eating this, like this is the type of shit I would eat, and I'm 18'6'4".
Healthy things. I just don't know
As a
where I'm
guy.
going wrong.
I would even eat this because it's too unhealthy because of this part. But I would eat this amount of portion size. That's a lot of food. Yeah, that's a lot of food. I asked people in Canada, so I have friends in Canada, right? And I asked them, yo, how much do you eat? And it looks like literally half of what I eat. And I know I eat a lot. Like
Gain so much weight.
my parents complain about it, so I know. Like,
I'm not one of the worst eaters out there.
but they also understand.
Most of the time I'm good.
Today we're discussing yet another episode of Secret Eaters. The
Let's
show that
go.
proves if you're gaining weight, it's because you're eating too much. That's it. There's no other reason, you're just...
Nah. You see, you might think that. My body's an anomaly, though. My body's an anomaly. You're just wrong, to be honest.
eating too much food, which is a very good thing because it means we are not doomed. Season after season, Secret Eaters brings in people who think that they're eating super healthy or not much at all,
I don't understand why I'm this big because I don't eat that much.
only to prove to them that they are eating much, much more than they think.
On Saturday alone, I can't believe this, nearly 7,000 calories.
What? 7,000 calories? I have 3,000 calories. Max every single day. Max. And I eat this like a disgusting amount of food. In my opinion, at least. I don't know. But 7,000 double mine? What do you eat? Just McDonald's all day? You just be scarfing it down? I don't know if I should be fascinated, disgusted, or like intrigued. Like I don't even know how to feel about 7,000 a day. Jeez.
It's on
One
Saturday.
day.
The culprit?
I feel like that's how much Sam Sulek would eat.
Mindless eating. Eating
Yeah,
without
probably not for
even
him.
realizing it. Eating on autopilot. Seems kind of insane, but many of us do this from time to time. We don't notice the cluster of bad eating habits that we build up over time. Habits we repeat day in and day out, and then suddenly we find ourselves zoned
Okay, for a second I thought that looked good. I'm gonna go back. The fight that I just see.
the cluster of bad eating habits that we build up over time. Habits we repeat
Okay,
day
this actually looks somewhat good.
in and day out, and then
What is this? Is this ranch or mayo? If this is mayo, I think you're disgusting, like low key. Hey, but if you like it, hey, that's on you. Hey, that's all you. If that's ranch, I've heard of people liking fries with ranch, but
and suddenly we find
this was this is mayo. This is either mayo or cheese. I'm assuming this is mayo. Ketchup with an egg in a hot dog roll. We serious right now? Nah, hell no.
ourselves zoned out and
No,
munching
dude.
without a second thought. And today's couple is a pretty extreme example of this.
Got me
They
messed up.
sincerely believe they eat healthy, mostly veggies, and they think if anything, they are not eating enough.
I don't think I eat.
That guy has a bad hairline as mine. Shoot. It's tough out here, man.
The amount
We both gotta go
that
on
my
minoxidil.
body
Sorry.
is showing.
I would say some days I don't have enough food, yeah.
But is that true? I guess we'll have to wait and see. And as a little bonus, today's episode might just be the most British episode ever made.
She comes
The
round,
British.
she always have a packet of balms with her.
He had bought a chip balm.
Can't believe you got me in the car, but I know I'm getting bigger because I can't pass my keks.
What does that for me? I don't know what any of that means.
Before we get into it, this video is sponsored by me and my behavior change course,
How to
How to
Change.
Change. If you've been struggling with bad habits that have been holding you back from living your best life, this course was made for you. The course is finally ready and open
Wait, so I can stop gooning? Wait.
for enrollment right
Is that a
now,
good thing
so
or a
click the
bad
link
thing? I
below
can't
to
even
learn
tell.
more and join me in the course. In case you've never seen Secret Eaters before, this is how the show works. It starts with a couple who are gaining weight. They're confused, they have no idea why or how it's even possible that they could be gaining weight. They're doing mostly everything right. So they call in this TV show to get to the bottom of it. And so the show puts up hidden cameras and follows them around with private investigators for a week to see if it's true or if they're just secretly consuming more than they think. And in the end, it turns out that, hey, they weren't really eating the 1,200 calories a day that they were claiming to eat. They were eating much, much more than that. So in today's episode of
Jesus.
Secret Eaters, we meet a couple named
Jeez.
Emma and Paul. They want to be healthier for their 2 young children, but they seem to just keep gaining weight. However, this couple thinks they may know the reason why.
Are you eating enough to be the size that you are?
No, I don't think we're eating enough.
Yes, this couple believes that their weight gain may be due to the fact that they are not
They're
eating
not eating enough. Chat. I just realized what the title was again. Oh my gosh. Guys, did you know that if you actually eat nothing whatsoever, instead, this is a joke, by the way, for any person that doesn't get it. To anyone who just starves themselves, honestly, you're getting it fatter. So like, you gotta eat like it's a buffet, okay? Always, always, always. Okay. Honestly, pretty good advice. Pretty good
enough.
advice.
Paul is a bus driver, so according to him, he can't eat at all until he gets home from work. And Emma is busy all day watching their children.
So do you have fast food? Something tells me he has fast food or something, like while driving.
And she's
Because
certain
one of my old friends used to do that.
that she couldn't possibly be overeating either. She said she doesn't eat her first meal until mid-afternoon and then eats practically nothing until her husband gets home.
It just doesn't sound like you're eating that much.
No, not really.
Now, if you're watching this, you already know that there is no way that this is true. But for some reason, this really
Is this delusion? Nah, it can't be delusion.
is a myth that just won't die. But the idea that you can be overweight and gaining weight because you're not
That might be because of victim mentality.
eating enough is a false one. What's happening instead usually
Check.
looks something more like this. What I eat on a typical day: 1, bowl of cereal; 2, simple lunch; 3,
Depending
slice
on what cereal that is, that could actually be a lot of calories.
of pizza; 4, tons and tons of snacks I absentmindedly eat and totally forget about. I'm so full, but I didn't eat much today. I wonder why. A true mystery.
mystery.
This is mindless eating. Mindless eating is when you snack or eat without really noticing. You're not
If
thinking
I eat a whole tub of ice cream, that doesn't even count. That doesn't even count for calories. Like, bro, what? What are you talking about? Like, nah, dude.
about it. You're just grabbing food out of habit, like reaching for chips while watching TV or nibbling on something while scrolling on your phone. There are really 2 main types of behaviors that we all have. Number 1, automatic behaviors. These are like autopilot mode. They happen without much thought. You just do them, like brushing your teeth.
By the way,
or
if you have any trouble with like losing weight and you eat like a lot of junk food, I recommend like literally just only eating whole foods if possible. If it's not too expensive, it will literally change like how you are, in my opinion.
or unlocking your phone. And number 2,
Just
thinking
because like I'm saying like cooking it and then eating after, because you actively have to like you actively are doing that behavior instead of mindlessly eating junk food like this from McDonald's.
behaviors. These require awareness and effort, like solving a problem or deciding what to cook for dinner. Mindless eating falls into the automatic category. It's something we do without paying much attention, which is part of what makes it so difficult to stop. And that's why bringing awareness to eating habits that you want to change is really sort of the first step. The opposite of mindlessness is mindfulness, which is a mental state of being conscious or aware, focused on the present moment. When we're distracted or otherwise not fully paying attention to what we're doing, we typically revert back to our more automatic behaviors. This mindlessness leads us to doing whatever is our default. And when it comes to Emma and Paul,
Bus driver
Wait,
pulls
so are you saying that eating is their default? There's no. Is that actually like how a lot of people are? I don't want to make fun of them. Actually, I'm not gonna make fun
has
of them.
driven up at an alarming rate,
Is that how
while
black people are,
stay-at-home
though?
mum Emma is sure her diet isn't to blame for the bulge.
Paul hasn't weighed himself in a while, but he's pretty sure he's gaining weight.
Because I can't pass my cakes.
And when he steps on the scale, he's surprised to find that he's gained 24 pounds in just a few months.
Well, darling, I'm sorry, but you're 16 stone.
And in Emma's case, she's really gained a lot in a short period of time, and it's making her very unhappy. But just a few years ago, this wasn't really the case. But since she's become a stay-at-home mom, her weight is totally out of control, according to her. And Emma really doesn't know where to go from here. She's tried diet.
I could imagine just staying at home if you have nothing to do, it being more of incentivized to eat food. I can see that. For me, I just sit in my room, but you know.
And in her words,
I like my
followed
games.
them
I like my
exercising. I'd stuck to it religiously.
to the point that she says,
I want some proper scientific reason why I'm not losing weight.
and when Emma steps on the scale, we see that whatever she's been doing hasn't been working for her.
You're 19 and a half stone.
That's not too bad, is it?
But I think we need to stop and discuss something quickly in honor of the most British episode
Is
of
stone like pounds? Why do they keep saying stone?
Secret Eaters. I think it's
stone's
time we
pounds.
finally looked up why the heck British people weigh themselves in terms of stones. I looked it up, and Britain has a very weird weighing system overall. They
So
measure
was we.
most things via the metric system, so in kilograms, but not everything. And when it comes to putting their bodies on a scale, they've chosen to use stones and pounds instead of just pounds or just kilograms or
People say English is weird. People say US is no. The UK is weirder. Like this is crazy. Both of them at the same time. It's just interesting. Like if it was kg, then I would understand. But like,
even stones and kilograms, since they weigh most things in kilograms.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. You guys weigh everything else in terms of kg. Why are you weighing yourselves in terms of stones and pounds? So I looked it up, and this is what I found. Back in the day, people would in fact weigh goods like bags of grain or livestock in terms of how many rocks they were. This went on for centuries. First, it was just a bunch of rocks that were.
but isn't this easy to like scam people with? That would be quick money, bruh. Like no.
The same in size. But then a series of laws were passed in like medieval times in Britain that said a stone must be 14 pounds. And then all these special weighing rocks were made to equal exactly 14 pounds or 6.35 kilograms. Therefore, when modern British people are saying their weight in stone, yes, they are actually saying how many rocks their bodies are. So yeah,
That's
Emma
W.
weighs in at 19 and a half rocks, which is nearly 275 pounds or 124 kg, and she is completely baffled. But what could be going on here?
Right.
So in order to get to the bottom of this mystery, they've called in Anna Richardson and the Secret Eaters.
She's so fun. Sorry, my
They
bad.
both think they're not eating enough. So what exactly are they eating?
Will you give us an hour, get used to him, please?
In their food diaries, Paul recorded eating about 2,000 calories a day, and Emma recorded eating about 1,300. And anytime I watch
There is no way you eat 1,300. There is no way.
episode of Secret Eaters and they're eating like 1,300 calories a day, I know we're in for a ride because
There is
you have
no
struggled
way.
with your weight like
There's no way out of this one. Nah.
I do, and you've tried to eat around 1,300 calories.
It's
you
so
know that's
hard.
kind of hard. It's
Yeah.
unlikely that if you were overweight or obese that you would accidentally be eating that many calories. Just speaking from experience, it's not that easy to do. And even Paul doesn't believe that.
That's literally how much I eat. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very rare I eat this much for a meal, but it's genuinely somehow like sometimes how much I eat for a meal. 1,300. Like
Emma's
no.
eating only 1,300 calories.
No
he
way,
makes a
bruh.
few comments on the show that suggest that he thinks she might be eating a little bit more than she thinks.
She was a size 16 when I first met her. It does seem a little bit strange to me that she's put so much on. But is she eating when I'm not here? We don't know that, do we?
But what Paul doesn't realize is that she is not the only one who's lying to themselves about how much they're eating. When the show follows them, they find some slight discrepancies between their totals and reality. Starting with Paul. According to Paul, his diet is made up of mostly fruits and vegetables, and he loves them.
Now, Paul, I want you to tell me how much you love vegetables.
Fruit, oranges, apples, bananas, eat all that. All the stuff, all the proper stuff that you need. I absolutely love fruit and veg.
And technically, the very first meal that the cameras catch the couple eating is vegetable-based. And it's funny, as Paul is preparing his meal, he remarks that he's eaten so little recently. And what's that he's eating? A cheese-stuffed jacket potato.
You said cheese stuffed? No, go back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He remarks that he's eaten so little recently. And what's that he's eating? A cheese-stuffed jacket potato. Busted
A cheese stuffed jacket potato. What the hell? By the way, depending on the type of cheese, it could be extremely unhealthy and a lot of calories. What the hell is what is this? Is this tuna?
And what's that he's eating? A cheese-stuffed jacket.
I'm gonna assume that this is like tuna or something. And then this is like onions with potato. And if I remember correctly, potatoes like 300 calories. This is a lot of cheese. Holy crap! Like this is, I don't even know how much calories this
Bust
is.
out your secret eaters bingo because we already have a jacket potato, aka apparently the most iconic British meal of all time. Hard to tell exactly what's on that jacket potato, but Paul clearly has a ton of cheese, some onions. I think that's a tuna salad right there, which is tuna plus mayo usually. And I mean, I don't think this is particularly unhealthy or anything, but it's probably way.
No, well, yes and no. Depending on depending on the cheese, it could like calories wise, it's technically unhealthy. Uh, but
More
it's food at the end of the
calories
day.
than he thinks
It just depends on how active you are and everything like that.
If you were a man aiming to eat,
You can definitely eat like this and still be extremely leaner than I am. But it just depends on how
2,000
you are.
calories a day, and you had 3 square meals with no snacks in between. Each meal would have to come in around 650 calories. A large potato like this is something like 267 calories for 400 grams. Then you have at least 30 grams of cheese here. That's 121 calories. Then let's say half a can of tuna, 60 calories. It's hard to say how much mayo in there, but we'll say 2.5 tablespoons at 235 calories. So this meal, just eyeballing it conservatively, is a minimum of 690 calories, which means that unless Paul's other meals were really, really small and he had no snacks in between, he's already off target for the 2,000 calories that he said he consumes. And considering the fact that the camera showed Paul slipping a chocolate bar into his back pocket at the grocery store later on, which is usually around 200 to 250 calories, we already have a bit of evidence to indicate that Paul is eating more than he thinks. As the surveillance cameras and private investigators continue watching Paul, they find even more discrepancies. Paul claims that for lunch he usually has one of these.
Whenever I put chocolate or whatever, like when I was a kid, in my pocket, I always forgot. I sometimes I'm so absent-minded, it just melts. And then my whole pocket's just ruined. And then my mom's like, "Why the hell is there chocolate in here?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad." Is that just me? Does that happen to anyone else?
2 things.
Paul usually has a butty or a pasty at this time, but today he's fueling up on a carvery lunch with friends Debbie and Stuart.
Yes, Paul normally eats a butty or a pasty at this time, but he was caught at the carvery instead. And if none of those words made any
what now?
sense to you, same. I looked them up, and apparently a butty is just a sandwich made
With fries. This is the most carb-filled meal I've ever seen.
with butter and other ingredients. A pasty is like a little
that's kind of cool.
meat pie. And as far as I can tell, a carvery is like an all-you-can-eat roast beef dinner. So this man clearly eats the most British sounding food anyone could possibly find. And at the carvery, the cameras catch Paul loading up on some
Although it seems pretty good on the most part, except for that sandwich.
British delights. There they find him piling his plate high with quote-unquote Yorkshire pud, meats, vegetables, and 11
Whenever I say pretty good, I do not mean pretty good to eat, like healthy-wise. I mean just pretty good as in like taste-wise.
roasted potatoes. Actually, never mind, he goes back after a few minutes and ends up with 16 potatoes in total. At some point, the show says that in the...
What? 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 16? We're going back. Yeah, we're going back. What?
Vegetables and 11 roasted potatoes. Actually, never mind, he goes back after a few minutes and ends up with 16 potatoes in total.
16 roasted potatoes. In a single meal?
Total. At some point, the show says that in the potatoes and oil that the potatoes were cooked in alone, it was like 2,000 calories or something.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Same number of calories as you'd find.
To be honest, I'm surprised it's not more.
This sticky cake.
Actually, no, I can see
all
that.
of it.
No,
All of it.
But hey, not like you go to the buffet every day. Maybe 2 plates piled high is a rare occurrence for Paul. Except no, his friend confirms that this is his usual serving and he gets this a lot.
It was Paul's normal portion, really. Okay. It was a heaped plate. It wasn't,
Chad, I don't eat that much though. Chad, I don't think I can eat this. I don't. I truly don't. I think I would throw up. I think I would. There's
It
no.
wasn't.
There's no way.
It was big. And then afterwards, he went back for some more roast.
Anyway, according to Paul, he has no time at all to eat during the day, but after the carvery, he actually had time to stop off at home and get another chocolate bar, and then also had time mid-shift.
He always got to get. It's understandable. He's got to get the chocolate bar. He's got to get it.
Stop off at the Chippy.
And he has bought a chip balm. Chip sandwich in a bun.
So this is a sandwich of
Ain't no
French
way.
fries and what appears to be quite a bit of butter.
This is just the thing people eat. Is that good? Depending on how crispy the fries are and how hard the bun is, I could kind of see how that's good, but not really.
Between
That
two
seems like a struggle meal, to be honest.
buns. Yet another extremely British food. How many words does this country have for sandwich? Wouldn't this show be so good if they did it around the world? Imagine like Secret Eaters India. And that's not all for Paul. When he finally arrives home from work, he grabs 2 cracker
That'd be
and
beautiful.
cheese sandwiches,
Secret Eaters
another
India. No, that'd
another
be
chocolate
amazing.
bar, and a little bag of potato chips. Now, in reality, that day he technically ate 3 meals and some snacks, unless you count the second plate of carvery as another meal, which we probably should because it was meal-sized. But because every meal was very high in calories, according to the dietitian, he actually consumed around 5,000 calories that day, which is
There's no way out of this one. There's no, no.
a lot.
5,500 calories.
Kind of crazy for a guy who claimed
I absolutely love fruit and veg.
Yeah, I absolutely love fruit and veg. Oh my gosh. Chad, don't y'all love fruit and veg too? Shoot, a 30 count from Chick-fil-A? That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool. I love fruit and veg. I love fruit and veg. To be honest, I love it.
also
I would say some days I don't have enough food, yeah.
Yeah,
clear
I would say sometimes I'm like really hungry at night, and like I might have a night craving here and there, and I might want a tube of ice cream here and there, just for funsies.
Really, each day, Paul is eating much, much more than he thinks he is. Partially because he doesn't really know how many calories are in what he's eating, but also because he's
I'm not a person that likes tracking calories, but if you're really that serious about losing weight, I do recommend it technically. I can't say I don't recommend that. I truly can't. I just don't like doing it because I feel like it takes the fun out of eating. Yes, I have fun while eating. Yes, yes. I know it's weird. Uh, but that is something I do. I like cooking. You feel me? It's great.
clearly giving very little consideration to what he's actually consuming. He's sort of just putting the easiest meal he can find in his mouth with little to no thought about how it might impact his health. And he's also doing a ton of his eating in a distracted state. He ate 2 out of 3 of those chocolate bars on the run, which makes it really easy to completely forget about them, even though they probably would have equaled something like
Also, I don't want to make fun of him, but he looks high here. Like,
bars on the run, which makes it
But it's
really
because
easy to
it's. I
completely
think it's
forget
because
about
it's frame by frame. I think it's truly just
them,
because
even
it's frame
though
by
they
frame.
probably would have equaled
'Cause I
something
probably
like
look like that
750 calories
I
for
look
all
like that right now, to be honest.
3. Then he's caught eating 4 crumpets with cheese, a potato with cheese, crackers with cheese. Common denominator here? Well, first off, cheese. Turns out Paul was eating 900 calories a day in just cheese.
Over the course
900 calories a day in just cheese. What? What? All the lactose intolerant people? I just feel bad for you. No, imagine doing that. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
of a week, same number of calories
How to get a
as
heart
the
attack?
74
Chat, how do you get a heart attack 101?
chocolate biscuits.
Just on your cheese.
But sorry, also, the other common denominator that I wanted to mention was that all the food that Paul makes is extremely quick and easy. Paul seems to be eating just kind of whatever's easiest when he gets home from work.
Which I don't blame him, to be honest with you, because I don't know if this is a truck job or construction job. If it's a construction job, you're really tired at the end of like the last thing you want to do is cook. I get it. Um, it makes it very hard to do like predictive stuff after working. I feel bad for them, but
doesn't seem to
it's just bad.
really be thinking about what exactly it is he's consuming. He's
Yeah.
making whatever tastes good and is super, super convenient to him. He clearly does like vegetables, as evidenced by his plate at the carvery, but vegetables take a little bit more prep and a little bit more work that he hasn't done. So when the show shows him the food that he's consumed over the week, his table is all brown and beige foods. There's
That's
no color in
crazy.
there.
Holy crap. But no, I relate to that, to be honest with you, especially after the gym. Even though I should technically eat more veggies. That's why I don't eat junk food like this. I eat just protein. I just put it in the air fryer and then just walk away, and then just come back and then chilling.
Because there's
I
no
still like
fruits and
cooking on the
vegetables
stove
because
and
they
everything
tend
like
not to
that.
be
Though
the
it just takes more
easiest. I
time.
think that's a big issue that a lot of people run into. Healthy eating tends to come with some like planning and preparing, which is the opposite of mindless eating because it requires a bit of planning and forethought and shopping, and you got to make sure everything is like fresh and then doesn't go bad.
That's why I wouldn't be surprised if those who actually plan to eat their food and then actually eat it like consciously, um, they probably are like they're probably more healthy. They're probably more skinny than the average people that don't do that.
And you have to coordinate all these things in order to eat healthy. And once he realizes that his
yes.
table is all beige, he's really shocked and he doesn't recall eating that way. He totally thought he was a healthy eater.
I never even think about it that way.
So for Paul, not only was he mindless eating in the traditional sense in that he didn't really know what he was consuming, but he also wasn't giving enough thought or consideration to his meals. Two kind of different types of mindless eating.
Are you aware of just
I don't really know how you do this though, because that means you just don't think. Do people just not like? Is this actually a thing? People just don't think. Again, like large periods of their day.
how much you're eating?
Well, I
That's
don't
just-
think I
that's just
do, do I?
weird to
Because
me,
that's just made me think that.
So Paul admits that he was in fact a secret eater. But what about Emma? Is her weight gain a mystery, or
Holy shit! What is this?
is Emma also a mindless eater? Emma had also been to the carvery with her husband that day, but the cameras caught her eating only 4 potatoes. So no mindless eating there. Then after eating her lunch, it's a full 9 hours before Emma gets her next meal. A big plate of tuna pasta piled high with a side of mayo. The show claims the portion isn't.
Y'all eat this? Please tell me this is a British thing. Because something like this with mayo. Okay, maybe it's just I don't like mayo. Maybe that's just because American mayo or something. Just looking at it makes me want to throw up. But something like this, no.
Total 933 calories.
And it's so bland because there's no protein. I need protein in my food, bro. I need protein. If there's not chicken, I swear it's not because I'm black. Do not say that, bro. Do not say that, bro. You're just racist. You're just racist.
Even though Emma went so long between her first meal and her second, with a buffet lunch and a 900 calorie dinner, Emma is definitely already over the 1,300 calories that she reported eating on average for the day. But honestly, what she's consumed so far really isn't the issue for Emma. The real issue is her nighttime snacking routine. Emma has a habit of staring off into the fridge or cupboards, in this instance leading her to consume 2 chocolate bars. Okay, staring off into the fridge actually used to be a full-blown hobby of mine, so much so that I actually had to break that habit. And I think that's true for a lot of people. It's the food equivalent of checking your Instagram or your email.
The food equivalent of checking your Instagram or email. I hate how correct that is. There is
That's
just
repetitively
and
and mindlessly looking for
imagine
who
that's a
knows
thing
what in
then.
there. And it
Okay.
happens for the simple reason that there's food in the fridge and food makes us feel good. And so we turn to it when we need a little pick-me-up, and then eventually this behavior becomes a habit. It's the same thing that happens with pigeons and lab rats when you train them to push buttons to get food. Eventually they will just come over and push the little button at random, hoping to get a little treat when they're bored. And humans are the exact same. We start to learn that boredom equals cue to eat. In this case,
She's really smart. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, that's if you're like this then, try to like think like constantly like what did you eat at the end of the day? Like what did you have? And like are you gonna like are you over your calories? Like how much you would probably want? Or are you like under?
cupboard grazing habit also results in her going back for an entire second plate of dinner for an additional 1,000 calories on top of her day. So yeah, not a great day for her calorie-wise. Apparently between the buffet and the 2 dinners and the chocolate bars, she also managed to eat around 5,000 calories that day.
You got through 4,500 calories.
But hey, Emma did go to a buffet, so maybe this was just a weird day for her, right? The next day, Emma is caught eating potato chips on a walk with her friends.
Is that a big bag of crisps there that she's got in the buggy?
I think it is. It's like a massive bag of crisps.
And then again while standing around at the cupboards, and then again while watching TV. They also catch her eating some crumpets with jam, another British food, and 2 barms, which
Okay,
according
that crumpets with jam sounds good though. Okay, but I just don't like. So this is probably just me. Most people probably eat this way. So honestly, I don't mind. Like, I just don't like chips, to be honest. Like bag of chips. Like maybe homemade. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe
to her
maybe
friend
I've
is common
maybe I've
fast
took my diet so far to the point I can't even imagine eating chips anymore. Like maybe that's bad.
for
I don't
her.
know.
She comes round, she'll always have a packet of barms with her and meat plus barms.
She's dead.
So I mean, it's not like Emma is spending all day eating fast food, but she's definitely eating much, much more than she
she thought,
realizes,
yeah.
all thanks to mindless eating. And keep in mind that Emma was convinced that she was eating really healthily and not that much at all.
You know, I do eat healthily, so it is a bit of a loss to me why I'm this big. I don't eat massive amounts. I want some proper scientific reason why I'm not losing weight.
Meanwhile, she was actually eating chips while walking, and that was the closest she came to eating a vegetable.
I've seen people that are 60 and eat rubbish, and look, well, why ain't they putting weight on like we are?
Maybe they're more active than us, I don't know.
No, I don't think we're eating enough.
Imagine eating a full bag of Doritos.
No, I don't think we're eating enough. I'm curious. How do you even come to that conclusion? Can someone tell me how you even come to that conclusion? I don't think we're eating enough because we're getting fat. Like, can someone tell me? It truly doesn't make sense to me. How do you
While
come to that?
walking and then calling the secret eater team and being like, I don't think I'm eating enough. I think this episode is a perfect example of just how mindless we can be when it comes to our food and how much we're eating. If anyone in your life ever says, I'm gaining weight because I'm not eating enough, please refer them to this show.
Yeah, it's
And it
crazy.
really is incredible how long this myth has made it and how many people believe it. But if there's one explanation for this whole mindless eating thing that can help us change our behavior, it's that when we're running on autopilot, we are essentially unconscious. Not like this kind of unconscious, but just like we are going through the motions.
You're
and we're not
mindless. You've been hypnotized. You know,
giving any thought to what we're
it's
doing.
like how hypnotize has been banned from like stuff like Patreon. Man, I miss that now. Miss my hypno. My bad.
There's a lot of stuff we can be doing, a lot of patterns and behaviors we can be repeating without even realizing it. Emma really proves this by not having any idea what she's eating next. The show is showing her footage of herself the week she was being recorded, and she literally can't remember a single thing that she's consumed.
Do we have more?
It seems, watching that, you seem genuinely surprised how often you were eating.
How often I just go in the fridge and look what's there and...
But that's kind of how mindless behavior works. That's exactly how it works. Think about when you brush your teeth. You're really not thinking about what you're doing. You're not focused on it. It's just a habit.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm focused on it. I think I'm focused on every single thing I do in my life.
You brush your teeth
Yeah.
thousands of times before, hopefully. And so after so many years,
Okay. There was no need to do that. There was no need to. There was no need to say that.
so many repetitions, it's become automatic. It's mindless now. The same thing can happen with nearly any behavior, even and especially eating. You build up certain eating behaviors over time, such as checking the cupboards, and then these eating habits become mindless. In Emma and Paul's case, another factor that makes mindless eating much more likely is the fact that they seem to eat almost all of their meals in front of the TV. And let's take a look at the look on Emma's face. That is clearly some zoned out, mindless eating behavior right there.
Yeah,
Paul,
she ain't that.
too. And in this case, feeling bored is likely acting as a cue, triggering them to snack. Their brains feel bored, their hands are empty, and before they know it, they've wandered off for a snack.
I'm not hungry. I know what it's boredom. I know it.
But there's a real reason that people recommend not eating your food in front of the TV or any other distraction for weight management. Dr.
Okay, I get that. And honestly, this is actually probably really good. It's pretty good advice, probably, to not eat while watching something. But me, I need my anime or something. Like I need an anime or a YouTube video. I just do. That's something I love to do. It's like one of my favorite things in life. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Like, is that just me?
Dan Higgs and colleagues have shown that memory plays a key role in when, what, and how much we eat. In a series of research studies, participants ate a meal with or without distractions. Participants who watched TV or played video games while eating had poor memory of what they ate. They also ate significantly more at their next meal and felt more hungry than their non-distracted counterparts, even if they ate the same
I think
amount.
this is only if you're eating stuff that isn't whole foods though. Because for video games, if you're playing video games, you're playing for a long time. Like I think a league game is like an hour or something, or maybe that's Dota. I don't know. I haven't played either of those games, but I've heard it's like an hour. So if you're eating like chips like that constantly and playing like 5 games a day, I could imagine you getting obese. Yeah, it's not even hard. It's not even hard at that point. I could see that. I could see that happening.
Of food. This is part of why mindless eating often equals overeating. In the end, Lynn Garten shows them what they were eating, and it was a lot more than they thought. As we know, Paul thought he was eating around 2,000 calories a day, but in fact, he was actually eating
4,100 calories a day.
And Emma, who thought she was eating a sparse 1,300 calories a day, was actually eating around
3,500 calories a day.
So Lynn sets them up on a plan, and they actually both crush it. Maybe more so than anyone else on the show. They stick to their plan, and they both lose weight successfully. Mystery solved. And you can actually tell they're feeling amazing about it, just their whole vibe. They're so energetic, excited about the changes that they made.
Portions are definitely smaller and definitely helping and definitely not hungry.
No chocolate, no crisps.
Yeah, they seem just happy,
no
yeah.
biscuits.
And Paul's shirt doesn't even fit him. You can really tell that he's lost weight.
I got myself a small carvery plate.
And they look slightly younger, no?
Guess how many spuds I had? 3.
At least to me. I don't know.
It really just goes to show how powerful mindlessness and the reverse mindfulness can be. The act of simply paying attention is one of the most effective tools for changing your behavior. In fact, mindfulness is a core part of my behavior change course, How to Change. If you want to learn to break your most stubborn bad eating habits, click the link and check it out to join me in the course. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
She seemed pretty cool. Yeah, it was a pretty good video. Kiana Doherty. No, I don't know how. Names are hard for me, bro. Really good video by them though. I'll link this video as always down in the description. I just can't. I can't pronounce names. I can't pronounce names. It's just not for me, dude. I forget names like in 5 seconds max. It takes me about 3 months or so to remember someone's name, unless if it's a username. That is how chronically online I am. It takes like give or take 3 months to remember a name, unless if it's a username. I don't even understand how that's possible in my head. But hey, tell me if you feel the same way. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it, and have a fantastic day.